Hello and welcome to a very special and very quick Ladies Who Question. Holly and I are here and we have what we like to call, what we're going to call, Eclipse Tips.
Oh, perfect.
Okay, because it's coming tomorrow. We're recording this on Sunday afternoon, the day before the eclipse.
Eclipse Eve.
Yeah, Eclipse Eve.
Eclipse Eve tips.
Eclipse Eve tips. Eclipse tips. And we'll launch right into it. Tomorrow's the eclipse. This is a big freaking deal. We've talked about it a little bit before, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
yeah.
And we give some information. So, yeah. And today we're just going to sort of refresh your memory and skirt around it a little bit and just remind people about the eclipse. Most people in the U.S. will have at least some access to some extent to this. Not like what we're going to get here in the heartland in Illinois.
Right.
I mean, it's going to start like in Mexico, I believe, Mazatlan, I think. And then, it enters Texas. Mm-hmm. Then it moves northeast through Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, Indiana, which a lot of people are going to Indianapolis, right?
I think so.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And a lot of people are going to Carbondale, Illinois, in that area, which
That's
is
a hot spot.
Right, southern Illinois. Then keep going up through New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. This is the first total eclipse in the U.S. since 2017, but as we talked about in the other one, this one's more major than others in a long time. It's closer to Earth this time than it was in 2017. The swath of the eclipse is 108 to 122 miles wide. Okay?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I'm not a big person with stats, but those are the stats that I found just kind of interesting.
So when you say swath, do you mean that up in the sky is the number of miles?
No.
I'm confused on what swath means.
Well, it means the width of what will be covered. Like it sort of looks like it's like a streak. How can I describe it? I mean, I can show you right now with my hand going, okay, but...
I saw that, yes.
Do you know what I mean?
When I saw the map,
yeah,
where it flows through.
Yes.
Now,
it's the width of the
be-
extent that people will see it. Otherwise, other people would the full eclipse.
Right.
Yeah, but other people, everyone else in the U.S. will see it to a degree, but where it's really, that's where people are going for their prime viewing,
Right.
is where that 108 to 122 mile swath.
Right. Okay. I get it. Well, I have a question. So when we're watching the eclipse here at our time frame, they say at 2:11 it's going to be...
That's Eastern time, isn't it?
I don't know. It says 12:51 Chicago time, ending at 3:22 Chicago time.
Yeah. Okay.
2 hours and 31 minutes, but then at 2:11 is supposed to be the darkest time here.
Oh, okay.
And my question is, when we're looking at the darkest time here,
yeah.
are other people seeing it dark at that same time?
Oh.
So like at 3:11 in New York, will it be...
No, it depends geographically where you are.
Okay, so it's gonna keep rotating through, like the sun rotates.
That's a
the Earth
really
rotates.
good question.
Will it be dark
Simultaneously at the same time?
Yes.
Yeah, simultaneously.
I don't know,
That's
because it does start down in Mexico, which is, I think, the same time zone.
Okay, wait.
I don't know. It just I should have looked that up, but I just didn't. But I didn't know if we're all going to be not dark at the same time because of the time zones. But
well, I don't think
we are.
Well, Central Time, the totality is 1:32.
Oh,
which I thought.
Oh, okay. Maybe
which
I have
totality
the times.
means where you only see the corona around,
Right.
And it's obscured except for
the ring, the little light white ring,
right,
yes.
around the outside. That's totality. It lasts 4 minutes and 27 seconds. And here's the coolest part.
Oh, okay. What?
They say that, I mean, you'd have to be, like, we're probably not going to have it here because we're a little north of, the swath.
Right.
Where we are here in the North Shore of Chicago.
Right.
When it happens, at that time of the totality, you hear this whoosh. I mean, what is that about? And I didn't understand, or I didn't quite hear a full explanation what that's about, but it creates a rush of water, a rush of air. And I was thinking that it may have to do with the fact that it goes from warm to cold very quickly. And so it probably is like a downdraft, maybe.
Oh, okay.
I didn't hear the
because the
explanation.
temperature will automatically change.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's complete and total darkness, where it's total to where the totality is. Isn't that kind of neat?
That's so neat.
And animals, FYI.
I wrote up some stuff on animals.
Talk about that right now, because that is, if people think their animals are acting weird.
Yep, they sense it. There's 75 to 80% of all animals will react. Basically, cows return to the barn.
Oh.
Crickets begin chirping. Birds either go to roost or they become more active. Whales even notice it. Whales will start breaching right away.
Oh, wow.
And dogs and cats, they get confused or in some cases are frightened, but not like fireworks.
Oh, good.
But
Thank
they
heavens.
act funny. They all can sense it. That's what I have on. Coyotes. They will begin to do coyote calls. The early onset of darkness disrupts animals' circadian. Does that make sense? Circadian, Circadian.
Circadian. Yeah, like
Okay.
circadian rhythm,
Yeah,
like
rhythms,
Yeah.
sparking a possible chorus of owls hooting, crickets chirping, and coyotes calling.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
Because, it's confusing. And if we, I'll tell you, think about this. Okay, let's put ourselves in their place. We are the first humans on Earth. And all of a sudden, the sky begins to get darker and darker and darker. And then all of a sudden, we're in pitch black darkness. And everyone's freaking out like, nobody told them what's going on.
Right.
Because they're the first humans on Earth. Well, we can't sit down with our dog as much as we'd like to, or cat, or go, now here's what's going to happen, bud. Okay?
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
going to get a little weird, and then it's going to be fine. And then it's going to get sunny again. No wonder the animals get freaked out. They don't
Right.
know. They don't have access to the information.
No.
So give them a little sympathy, a little teen sympathy, folks.
I do have to say there's a couple of interesting newsworthy stories that relate to this where Niagara Falls has now called a state of emergency.
For
1 million people going to Niagara Falls to see the eclipse.
Oh, because that's in the swath.
And so they're like, oh my God, had no idea. They're sold out. Everything's sold out. And a lot of places are sold out through the swath.
Wow.
And Highway 65, which
Where's
is
that?
a major one going through the Midwest, Indiana.
Oh, yeah,
They're
right. Yeah.
talking about they're going to have all these traffic issues.
Yeah.
And it's good for businesses, though,
Yeah.
because it's an off season. And I was hearing about some of these hotels.
Just a second, I have to sneeze.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Gesundheit.
Well, we're getting near pollen season.
Yeah.
I'm going to blame this on the upcoming eclipse.
Exactly. You're
Anyway.
starting to act weird.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That'll be my excuse.
You're always weird.
Syzygy. I'm blaming this on the syzygy.
This is a G.
Syzygy is the sun, moon, and the earth in near perfect alignment.
Oh,
so the
gosh.
upcoming syzygy. Anyway, go on.
Well, Maine and New Hampshire, they're sold out, which is great. The guys are some hotel owner was saying, "This is our slow season. This is great."
I think it's a good thing, especially for Niagara Falls too.
Yeah, I think it's great. I really, as we build up to this, a month ago I wasn't really thinking it was such a big deal, and now
Yeah.
it's like the hype.
Well, I know a couple of friends of mine where they were going to make the trip up to Florida just for this, but then
Wow.
they heard they just said they think it might be a little cloudy, and so it's not worth it. But
okay.
their family has been going to them all the time, like traveling around the
wow.
earth to do this, to watch them all. So it's a real big deal for this family. They're eclipse followers,
right. It's like storm watchers.
Yeah, storm watchers, storm chasers. They're
Yeah.
eclipse chasers.
Oh, wow. There are a lot of eclipse chasers. Well, tomorrow, here where we are, 65 and sunny. The high 65, the low's 43. No, that's the weather.
Really?
Oh, yeah. It's not going to be cloudy.
Because it's
I've
so
been
cruddy
today. I know, but they say tomorrow's not. So
Oh, good.
I've been following the weather.
Okay, well, NASA also, I don't know what all the experiments are. There was an article that I clicked on that had detailed information about all the scientific experiments that they're doing with regard to the eclipse. And they're doing a bunch of them. So there's a lot of advantage being taken of this really extremely important and rare occurrence.
Yeah.
So I think it's exciting.
It's exciting.
Do you have anything more?
Well, I was just saying there's an effect on humans.
Oh, okay.
Where there's a psychological effect. It can increase agitation, unusual dreams, sudden bursts of creativity,
Ooh.
or even relationship difficulties. Well, that's what,
great.
Elite Daily said.
Why would
else?
that be?
I know.
Electromagnetic pulses. Maybe that's it. Something.
Yeah, something.
I mean, the full moon screws us up. So
Right.
this,
And then you blame it on a full moon. So this is
Yeah.
even more dramatic.
I wonder if this affects the tides the way the moon pulls on the tides. So maybe this does have that disruption. And I know my sleep every time there's a full moon.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Ever since I was a little tiny kid. And my mom, for some reason, she was tapped into all that when I was little. And she goes, "Oh, it's a full moon. You'll be better tomorrow." And I was like, "Oh, and I get
Yeah.
that." And even after I'd forgotten later, when I was an adult and I'd forgotten about what she said, I started noticing. I went, "Oh, I'm not having a," and I go, "Oh, full moon." So there is something to that. It's not just me. I mean, babies
Right.
get born during the full moon too. So
Well, our next 100% total solar eclipse will be August 23rd, 2044. But it's going to sweep through Greenland and Canada.
okay,
So we're not going to get it.
no,
It's kind of a remote, but it will at least be warm. And it said it could reach as far as North Dakota and Montana and South Dakota. So if anything, that'll just be a small sweep, and then we'll understand the swath of that one, which is 20 years? Yeah, 20 years. Wow.
Yeah.
And it's not in the United States, really.
Yeah.
So I didn't know much about eclipses.
no. But this has brought a lot of information to the forefront because it is such a rare one. But I just think it's interesting. I'm looking forward to it, and we're going to post a picture of Holly and her husband in their eclipse glasses.
Woo woo.
We will also have a post up of them wearing them. Also, I'm going to be out walking a dog during that time, so I got an extra pair of glasses for the
good.
dog.
Oh my gosh. Oh, we got to get a picture of that somehow.
I will get a picture of that. We can, but that won't be till tomorrow, so I'll post that later on in the week.
Speaking of glasses, I had no idea they're like solid black lenses. Like if you put them on now, like I did, you can't see anything.
That's so weird.
Yeah. I
Well,
know.
that just attests to how bright the light is that you're obscuring, right? The dangerous light and whatever filter they've put into those eclipse glasses. And
Yeah.
also be sure, whatever that you are using, certified eclipse glasses, because I know there's some counterfeit ones out there. I saw a news item about that, and that's really scary. People staring up,
Yeah, at the
looking at that.
sun.
Yeah, you could literally blind yourself. I mean, you could do that looking at a regular day, looking at the sun. So caramba.
Ay, caramba is right.
Yeah.
Hey.
So that's all I got.
Well, I hope you take into consideration our eclipse tips
Eclipse tips.
and send us any questions that you might have about it or how you reacted and where you were that day and
Yeah.
time and your story. We'd love to hear.
Let us know on Instagram.
Instagram, ladieswhoquestion@gmail.com. And there you have it.
That's Eclipse Tips with Lisa and Holly on Ladies Who Question. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Harvey. Ladies Who Question is executive produced and edited by me, Lisa Dominique, and also executive produced by Holly Caulfield. Holly also does most of our research, and Claire Caulfield is in charge of technical assistance and social media. Music, My Lionheart. Sketch music by Florian Manx and Matthew Anderson. Thanks for listening. Please subscribe, follow, rate, and review Ladies Who Question on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. Send your thoughts to ladieswhoquestion@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Threads, and our website, ladieswhoquestion.com.
All content discussed on Ladies Who Question are the opinions of Lisa Dominique and Holly Caulfield and should not be construed as advice of any kind. By listening to this podcast, you agree not to use this podcast as advice of any personal or medical issue for yourself or others. This disclaimer also applies to guests or contributors to the podcast.